Well, hello. It's Kuma, your Jorge D. How you guys doing? Anyways, I have an interesting Bible tale to share with you that bears a striking resemblance to a Somali folklore recounted by the renowned professor and narrator known as Idaja. He's part of a long-standing program called Karnichok, Stories of the Century, which delves into Somali history, folklore, and cultural traditions. The biblical story I would like to compare is the tale found in Genesis 38, focusing on Judah and Tamar, specifically exploring Tamar's marriage to Judah and the subsequent pregnancy. Allow me to provide you with a brief overview of the biblical narrative and how it aligns, albeit in a slightly different manner, with our own Somali folklore. Before we get into the captivating stories of Garad Wilwar and his remarkable and intriguing wives, who played significant roles in his life, as we uncover the tales of these extraordinary women, shedding light on their charm, intelligence, and impact on the life of Garad Wilwar. Get ready to be enthralled by the rich tapestry of their stories as we unveil the complexity and nuances of these unique relationships. So, let's do the overview of Judah and Tamar first. Here it goes. So, the story of Tamar and Judah is found in the book of Genesis in the Hebrew Bible, Genesis 38. In this biblical narrative, Tamar is the daughter-in-law of Judah, one of the sons of Jacob. Tamar's husband dies, and according to the Levirate law, Judah's next son was supposed to marry her to provide with offspring. Okay, let's pause here. This is not true, yeah? We need some clarification. Yeah? Okay, yeah, let's pause and explain the law. Allow me to shed light on the intricacies of Somali Kushite law, a system rooted in deep cultural traditions and familiar responsibilities. Perhaps you are familiar with the ancient adage, I am my brother's keeper, a principle that holds significant weight in the context of Somali society. According to this law, known as Dumal, if a man has one or more brothers who pass away, leaving behind children and wives, the surviving brother inherits the crucial responsibility of caring for the widow and children. This concept gives rise to the Somali term Dumashi, referring to the sister-in-law within this framework of familial duty and responsibility, or duty and support. It is important to note that Dumal is specifically applicable when the deceased brothers have children. If a widow does not have children from the union, she retains the freedom to remarry without the obligation falling on the surviving brothers. Additionally, the law of Dumal is enforced only in cases where the brothers share the same father, emphasizing the lineage and paternal connection as the defining factor. In instances where the brotherly relation is through the mother, such as with stepfather's children, they are regarded as offspring of another man, thus exempting them from the provision of Dumal. Also, in the intricate web of Somali Kushite law, a reciprocal expectation exists for women as well, reflecting a profound sense of familial duty and protection. In the event of a sister's passing, custom dictates that her surviving sister is to marry her sister's husband. This practice serves as a safeguard against the potential mistreatment or neglect of the children left behind, ensuring their care and well-being within the familial fold. This unique tradition underscores the paramount importance placed on familial cohesion and the welfare of children within Somali society. Furthermore, within this cultural context, maternal aunts hold a significant and revered position, known as Habariyat, which translates to little mama. These maternal figures occupy a distinct role in the family hierarchy, embodying a nurturing and protective presence akin to that of a mother. Their unique status underscores the deep-rooted values of kinship, care, and safeguarding the welfare of children within the Somali cultural framework. Okay, so let's continue on now that we have that clarification out of the way. When Judah's next son also dies, he does not fulfill his duty to have his third son marry Tamar. Feeling neglected and disregarded, Tamar takes matters into her own hands to ensure that she will have a child to continue the family line. Disguising herself, she sits by the roadside where Judah is passing, and presents herself as a prostitute. hmm Judah sleeps with her, not realizing that she's actually Tamar, his daughter-in-law. Yo, who's done the translation here? This is weird. Tamar becomes pregnant from this encounter. When Judah learns of her pregnancy, he condemns her for wrongdoing before realizing that he himself was the one who had engaged in relations with her. Tamar uses the items Judah had given her as collateral to prove his identity, and he acknowledges his role in the situation. Tamar gives birth to twin sons, Perez and Zerah, continuing the family line. The story of Tamar and Judah illustrates themes of deception, duty, justice, and the complexity of family relations. So here, yeah, it says that the story of Tamar and Judah, which eventually, would become David's line, and then from David's line we get Jesus, and here we are today, right? So then this story, right? It says the story of Tamar and Judah illustrates themes of deception, duty, justice, and the complexities of family relationships. It highlights the importance of integrity and the consequences of neglecting one's responsibilities, as well as the unexpected ways in which justice and truth can unfold. Well, if you kind of use my explanation, yeah, of what the Dumal, yeah, um, story is about, yeah, then I hope you can like understand the story a bit better, right? Because the way it's written and transliterated or translated is weird, isn't it? So now you understand, yeah, with my explanation of the title Dumal and Dumashi, yeah, and what the actual law was, yeah. It was always for the welfare of the widowed wife and the children. So if they had no children in the context of the Bible, then there was no point for Tamar to be sleeping, right? Disguising herself and sleeping with her father-in-law to continue any line because there was nothing to continue, right? Um, according to the story in Genesis, Judah was on his way to finding another wife, yeah, to continue his line. But the story makes more sense in the Somali explanation, right? And the tradition of the Kushite, because eventually that's the law, yeah? That's the culture the law is based on. Anyways, let's get into the fascinating stories, yeah, that are very similar to this story in Genesis. The story of Gradwilwal and his most two fascinating wives